Good morning, my dear बच्चों. Mm, First of all, I wish you all the best for next term exams, and it's a very good and exciting news that we got a book for all during this pandemic full season. Many of you guys missed to get the book because suddenly we had no other option other than to lock down the school, and books are there still, and we must be very thankful to one of the guy. His name is Shehbar Shabir Ganai, one of your classmate who sent me this book. Yeah, and with this all, thank you once again. Let's start the chapter number 1. Dear students, as you know, this is all about moral subject, understand? And Miss Nuzhat used to teach you before, and due to her domestic requirements, she resigned, and I have taken up this subject as a moral science teacher. I'm your warden. My name is Arshad Rashid. So, dear students, this is chapter number 1, and moral subject. If I really describe it, we must learn from these stories, topics, and take it to the life task and learn it from it. Basically, this is an experimental and real stories, and we get the outcome of the story and we implement that outcome in our life. That is the motive of the moral sciences. So this the story of Karan. This is all about friendship. This is all about camaraderie. This is all about companionship, sacrifice, and support. Okay. So this story is all about two friends, and this is Robert and Karan. Okay, how they help each other, how they play a vital part in each other's life, how they stood each other, and how they grew up with the different and unique moral of the story, that is true friend. So let's start. See, Robert had just been admitted in the. First of all, let me give you the briefing in simple words as I have gone through the chapter, so that you can easily understand it. And तो बच्चों ये है कि दो दोस्त होते हैं, रॉबर्ट एंड करन. एक दिन रॉबर्ट जो होता है वो अपनी सिटी स्कूल जो है वो वहाँ पे होता है, और आते वक्त थोड़ा सा जो रॉबर्ट होता है थोड़ा सा हल्का सा शाई शाई टाइप का रहता है, एकदम शरीफ जिसको बोलते हैं ना, एकदम थोड़ा सा कोई लड़ाई झगड़ा नहीं, किसी को कुछ बोलना नहीं, अपने काम से थोड़ा रखना, लेकिन थोड़ा सा शाय रहता है. तो ये अपने स्कूल चलता रहता है और अपने दोस्त को देखता है वहाँ पे, जो उसका दोस्त नहीं, अपना ही क्लासमेट होता है. क्लास में बहुत सारे लड़के होते हैं ना, जैसे आप हैं, पर इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि सभी ट्रू फास्ट फ्रेंड्स या ट्रू फ्रेंड्स बोलते हैं, लेकिन फ्रेंड्स तो सभी हैं. वी आर ऑल दे आर ऑल ब्रदर्स, बट थोड़ा सा कभी कभी किसी के साथ थोड़ा ज़्यादा ही प्यार बढ़ जाता है, मोह माया जिसके सब बोलते हैं ना, बढ़ ज़्यादा ही हो जाता है, तो वो ट्रू फ्रेंड बन जाता है, बेस्ट फ्रेंड जिसको बोलते हैं. तो वही है यहाँ पे. जब ये चलता रहता है, कुछ स्कूल में कुछ शरारती बच्चे भी होते हैं जो पुश करते हैं इसको और धक्का देते हैं, और ये गिर जाता है किताबों के समेत, और वो बिना अनदेखा करते हुए चले जाते हैं आगे. एंड सडनली दे फाइंड कि करण जो है एक और क्लासमेट होता है उसको, और वो उसका जो उसको हेल्प करता है. उसका जो एनक ग्लासेस जो होते हैं, स्पेक्टिकल्स गिरे हुए होते हैं, वो उठाता है, उसको हेल्प करता है, और एकदम उसका साथ देता है, उसको बूस्टअप करता है. जो जिस चीज़ में ये थोड़ा शाय रहता है, उस चीज़ को उसको ये ओवरकम करता है और हेल्प सपोर्ट करता है. तो इसी तरह ये इसकी हेल्प करता है. और एक एपिसोड में फिर ये जब इसको हेल्प पढ़ाई वढ़ाई में भी हेल्प करता है, तो ये अच्छे जब रिज़ल्ट्स आते हैं तो अच्छे मार्क्स लाता है. तो फिर ये जो रॉबर्ट है अपने फ्रेंड के बारे में वहाँ पे स्पीच जो होता है, एनुअल स्पीच जिसको बोलते हैं, अपने दोस्त के बारे में, करण के बारे में बोलता है कि वो कितना हेल्पफुल रहा मेरी लाइफ में। ठीक है, तो फिर एक नया एपिसोड आता है जब रॉबर्ट जो है करण की हेल्प करता है, उसके बुक्स लोड जो होता है, बुक्स ज़्यादा होती हैं तो उसका शेयर करता है उसके आधा लोड। तो फिर करण भी रॉबर्ट के बारे में काफ़ी चीज़ें, अच्छी चीज़ें बताता है। तो यही एक दोस्ती का एक निचोड़ इसमें है कि बस दोस्ती, प्यार मोहब्बत और एक कंपेनियनशिप। ठीक है, सो आई विल रीड द चैप्टर नाउ एंड यू विल अंडरस्टैंड इट बेटर। Robert had just been admitted to the city school. One day, while returning from school, he found a boy with big glasses walking back home. He was Karan, Robert's classmate. Robert knew Karan only by his face. वो उसको खाली जानता है by face. Robert was surprised to see Karan carrying all his books home on Friday. He must be boring, thought Robert. Robert सोचता है यार इतनी सारी किताबें लेके क्या परेशान आत्मा है, बोरिंग हो गया आदमी। आई हैव वीकेंड प्लान्स फुल ऑफ फन एंड फ्रेंड्स। ठीक है, जैसे हम नॉर्मली संडेज़ छुट्टी होती हैं, क्लासेस नहीं होती हैं, तो उस टाइम थोड़ा सा हम ज़्यादा ही कुछ स्पोर्ट्स पे ध्यान देते हैं, चेस पे, गेम्स पे ध्यान देते हैं। ठीक है, सडनली ए ग्रुप ऑफ बॉयज came running towards Karan. In their haste, they bumped into Karan. Karan lost his balance and toppled over his books. His glasses flung to a distance. The boys ran away without even looking back to Karan. Robert saw what had happened, and was furious. He picked up Karan's glasses and went up to help him. Robert helped Karan to his feet. Karan smiled and Robert and said thanks. His smile had all the gratitude he could express. Robert extended his hand and said, "Hi, I am Robert. We are in the same school." "I am Karan," replied the boy with glasses, taking Robert's hands. They began to walk together. Robert came to know that Karan lived in his neighborhood. The boys continued to walk and talk. Karan was a calm and humble boy. Back home, Robert introduced Karan to his friends. Robert asked him if he wanted to play football on Saturday with him. He agreed and they had a nice game on the weekend. On Monday morning, Robert noticed Karan carrying that huge pile of books back to school. He shared the load and walked together with him, saying, "Are you planning to build muscles with this huge pile of books?" Karan just laughed and did not say anything. The friendship between Robert and Karan grew gradually. They began to share quite a lot of things inside and outside school. Robert came to know that Karan was a slow learner. रॉबर्ट को इस दोस्ती में जब दोस्ती स्टार्ट होगी तो पता चलता है कि करण थोड़ा सा सीखने में थोड़ा सा कमज़ोर है. His classmates teased their group. Some of them even bullied करण. अब जब क्लासमेट्स देखते हैं कि करण और रॉबर्ट जो है दोस्त बन गए हैं, कुछ शरारती बच्चे जो हैं उनमें से उनको अच्छा नहीं लगता है, वो इनको तंग करते रहते हैं, बुली करते रहते हैं. ठीक है, चिल्लाते रहते हैं. Sometimes what a good friend needs is a cheerleader. Robert always encouraged Karan. He supported and motivated Karan to overcome his shortcomings in studies, sports, and even in difficult situations. Over the next few months, they became the best of the friends. When the results were declared at the end of the year, Robert was very happy for Karan as he had scored well. It was a big day for Karan. He had also been selected to give a speech at the prize distribution ceremony. Karan was a little nervous before the speech. Robert patted his back and said, "You will do great, Karan. I can feel it." Karan smiled at him and said, Thanks once again, Thanks once again." Robert found that sense of immense gratitude in his smile. Karan began, "I would take this opportunity to thank all those who have been there to help me make it through this difficult year. I would like to thank God, my parents, teachers, siblings, mentor, but mostly my friends. Today, that I am here is only because of my best friend, Robert. Robert is the best gift I could ever given myself. Robert was stunned. What is Karan saying? अब जब इसने इसकी तारीफ की आ, वो एकदम हक्का बक्का रह गया और उसने अपने आप से सोच लिया कि व्हाट इज करण सिंह, करण क्या बोल रहा है मेरे बारे में, इतना अच्छा, इतना दिल खुश कर दिया उसने मेरा. ही थॉट एंड लुक्ड एट करण विद आओ. बोलते ना जब एकदम चौंका लेने वाली एकदम दहकती आवाज़ में, हाँ क्या बात करता है मेरे बारे में, मतलब कितना खुश हो गया ये. देन करण सेड समथिंग which he had never told before. The day they had met for the first time, Karan had planned to leave his home during that weekend. He said that he had cleaned his locker and was carrying his books back home. Karan looked at Robert and said, "Hey Robert, thanks." Then he continued, "Thankfully, Robert saved me from doing probably the biggest mistake of my life." Robert was taken back. Karan confessed in front of a huge crowd how Robert became his friend and constant source of motivation. He said, "Robert's friendship is the best thing that could ever have happened to me, and not because he brought a drastic change in my life, but because he made me realize that even I could be a friend." From that day onwards, Robert and Karan became inseparable. तो मेरे दोस्तों, मेरे बच्चों, this is all about a good friendship between Robert and Karan, how they met and how it grew and how it became stronger and even more stronger. So this is all about, and now there are some questions here. You have to judge yourself and ask and write it in your own way. Tick the statements that reflect what a good friend should be like. A good friend should be respect and care for friends. For me, it's tick. It's correct because without respect there is no friendship, there is no relation. Be selfish and never share her ideas. It is wrong. We must be always, that is known as sharing is caring. We should always believe in this policy, and we must share our ideas, because when we share our ideas, we get more ideas. Learn to forgive when things go wrong between friends. It is also a good thing when something happens wrong between two friends. We must learn. We must take the lesson up. We should not repeat it again. If I hurt sometimes unknowingly to my friend, I must apologize to him, and I must not repeat that mistake again, which was the reason to get him hurt. So for me, it's cross. Listen and pay attention to what his friends say. Perfect. When two friends talk to each other, suddenly someone came in. We should suddenly say, "Please wait, I'm talking." Because this way he'll not get hurt, and we continue our conversation and completes our sentences. So it's correct. Be friend with only those who help her in need. Well, it is not. It is up to you how you tackle it, but it is not only always that we should make friendship only those who believe in give and take. Sometimes people, like if we borrow some money from one friend, or we lend some money to a friend, in case sometime when we require, maybe he is not in a position to return it back at the same time. So we should not set an example like one who help us in need is only our friend. Sometimes we get this out of turn, but we must recognize and realize that what friend is, what he can do for us when we understand. So these are the question based. So there are again some questions which I will keep it for you, true false, and question answers. We can do it in next session. Thanks once again, and please read the book.